I don't know if you guys heard, Deion Sanders, he is a big topic of discussion right now, and they're talking about him leaving his college to go to another college. So he's leaving JSU to go to Colorado, and people are saying, well, it's not about the money, but it is about the money, but we want to just talk about it briefly. So
Wait, so you have a note here. Is that true? At JSU, he was making $300K a year?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got a smaller institution, historically black college, HBCU. Obviously, they have less funds.
I recently learned that probably in the last year before, that HBCUs are like very low funded. People were saying like what their dorms and stuff look like. I had no idea. No idea.
You never visited one?
I don't think so. No, I'm serious. I don't think so. Maybe I did a tour before going to college, but like, yeah, I had no idea that they were so underfunded. But to hear $300K, that seems really low for a coach. So I'm kind of shocked at that. And then he's going to how much?
He's going to about $6 million a year or something like that. And it's the way the contracts work. It's not like you get all of that money up front, but a lot of people, they work in their contract where if they stay over a certain amount of years, some of that is guaranteed.
Okay.
So essentially, he's 10xing his income.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you can't even compare. But ethically, I think that's what people are upset about, the ethics behind it.
Yeah, because I think they thought he was going to come in and be the savior of black colleges. And historically black colleges.
I thought they did win some games or some...
Yeah, they were a nationally recognized team, but I was even just talking to my barber, and he was like, listen, he's gone. I'm not watching the games anymore.
Right, so it's a big impact. I think people were upset because it's like he came in and he had this promise of making HBCUs more recognized, so they felt like he should stay longer because he only stayed for about 2 to 3 years. How long did he stay? 2 years. So I don't know exactly what he said. I don't know what promise he gave. But when we speak about, and I saw people also say, if you say it's not about the money, then that's what it seems like, et cetera, et cetera. And that also means that other students probably would leave as well. They were saying, I don't know. It's hard to look past $300K versus $6 million. I'm sorry.
But he doesn't need, I don't know who doesn't need the money, because even if you could be the wealthiest man in the world, you still got generations to worry about.
Right. And
it's not about this lifetime for him.
Yeah. And it's also not about the $6 million. It is about that, but I'm just saying percentage wise, it's a huge jump. Regardless, so if you were making $50,000 and now you're making $500,000, like that's a huge jump that can be life changing for you. And I know people say, well, he doesn't need, and so you can't tell me what I need and don't need pocket wise. But yeah, it's a no brainer for me.
But it also doesn't impact you and your family. You could, if you have more money to give, you have more money in your pocket, you have more money to give. So now at this point, it's not just about him and his family. He said generations are set, but now he has more money to give to other charitable causes. And that's the way I think I think a lot of people are thinking about more of the moral standpoint. It's like you came in, you promised all of this, but who are we to say that he didn't promise or deliver on what he said he would?
Yeah, I'm about to say, did he tell us that, or this is just what we're assuming that he promised with him being there?
I haven't seen any videos of him saying that I'm going to stay for 10 years.
Yeah. So my other question would be to people is, what would you had liked from him would be my other question, because I don't feel like you can. There's no win-win situation with people. I always argue that people will always argue till you're blue regardless. So what does the majority prefer that he do?
Yeah.
That would be my question as well. Like, okay, stay back another 2, because then I feel like even if he stayed the 4 years and left him the 5th year, we'll be in the same argument.
Definitely.
So I don't know how it makes a big difference, but I'm not so committed to football, so I don't have emotions tied to it either as well. So
I said he didn't ask me. He didn't ask me what my thoughts were before he got the role. He didn't ask me what my thoughts were after the role. But I just thought it was a good conversation, because we talk about finances, we talk about making an impact outside your 9 to 5, and his 9 to 5 was the football game itself, like the job itself, which was managing a football team. And he's made a huge impact outside of just managing the football team. He bought them a stadium. He's bought them accolades. They've been on national TV. I never heard it at JSU before.
I ask you what that is. You know, I don't be know none of these HBCUs.
Jackson State.
Unless it's Howard University.
So I think making an impact outside your 9 to 5 is huge, and that's what we talk about. So I think he's done that. We're talking about it on this podcast, not to say we're a nationally recognized podcast or brand. I mean, we were on Good Morning America, but we're talking about it, and I've never seen or heard of JSU before this. And
more eyes to it. Maybe people would continue to watch. Not everybody, but maybe some people will continue to watch it. And I guess, like, how much more impact do you want from him? I don't know. That's the question. Like, what are we looking for him to do that would make it okay for you, for us that are home making $80,000, not doing what he's doing?
If you came to me and I was making $80,000 and you said I'm gonna give you $800,000, I'm taking a jump. I'm piecing y'all out. I'm making a move.
like you said, he made the impact, but it's just, I guess people want the impact longer.
Listen, you can only impact people. There was a comment that said that you're either progressing or you're dying. So if he feels like he's done all that he could do at that role and at that,
or he
that
wanted to do as well. I have wants. I don't need to do. Yeah. I could say one thing when I get there, and then a year later, a month later, change my mind. Can I not?
Definitely. But if you feel like, just even at my 9 to 5, I felt like I was able to do as much as I was able to do. I impacted all the people I could, and it was time to me to do something else for myself. And if that's what this next role for him is, by all means, do what you got to do, sir.